What's up, everybody? It's your boy Tarek, and I'm back today with another video for you guys. If you guys are new to the channel, please be sure to hit the subscribe button with the notification bell on, so every time I upload a video, you guys are notified. I almost messed up my words. I almost stumbled on my words. But yes, we're back with another Love Island review today. This episode, again, I don't know what's going on. Like, it's just... the episodes are boring as hell. Like, they're actually boring. Like, sometimes I'm like, I feel like I'm forcing myself to write notes just so I can come on here and review it for you guys, because I want to review it for you guys. But it's like, if episodes are not giving what they're supposed to give and they're lackluster, you may not see me, because what's the point? I don't want to just talk for the sake of talking. But anyway, with the notes that we have, we're just gonna get straight into it. So it starts off, it picks up from yesterday's episode from the game, and Kaz is just feeling really shit after the game. She feels like no one wants her, she's not wanted, and yeah, her ego will be bruised, isn't it? You know, because like, you've gone for all these guys, you know, you try to move, and then no one is like staying with you, and you're seeing everybody else in your couple. So I guess that makes sense. Casey needs to suck it up. I'm upset that she didn't pick. No. Okay? Like, actually chill out. Like, it's really not that serious. She picked Curtis for passionate because of how she sees Curtis being with ekin-su, and how Curtis is genuinely a caring person. You are a person that leaves women by themselves to go with another group of women. I wouldn't call that, I mean, passionate is different to that, but it's like, she doesn't want to put all her eggs in one basket. The bottom line is, it's not that serious. It's actually not that deep. Like, I feel like Casey's just a bit in his feelings. His ego is bruised. That's what it is. He's pissed off. But I would say he made a point saying, if the tables were turned and had Casey picked another woman, how would Gabby have felt? And I agree with him on that, because it is the case where probably if Casey had picked somebody else, how would Gabby be reacting as well? So, yeah, I do agree with Luca on that point. Kaz's ego is getting knocked as she is in a couple. Like, it can destroy you, like, bit by bit. Especially when you're moving to someone and it's just not being reciprocated. Then you're seeing that same person you're moving to go in a couple with someone else. It's painful, man. It's painful. Luca feels like Scott is holding himself back a bit. I mean, if Scott is one of those people that takes his time and is a slow burner and he's quite slow, then that's just him, innit? Like, it's him. But I feel like Luca had a point where he's saying Love Island is different to the outside world. You're only in there for like a month. You gotta get cracking. You gotta step out of your comfort zone. I need to put my phone on Do Not Disturb, because these constant notifications are, yeah. Okay. So, where was I? Yes, Scott just needs to put himself out there a bit more. Stop being... I understand that you have your ways about you when you're moving with people. And Luca even said it to him. Luca was like, listen, you gotta step into it a bit more. And then Scott was like, oh, but when he's on the outside, this is how he moves. And then Luca was like, but we're not on the outside. Luca's got a point with that. It's true. You gotta kind of move a bit different. Not change who you are, obviously, but you gotta kind of just... move a bit different, because time don't wait for nobody in that villa. Okay, so Ronnie doesn't get how Ron pulled Elma for a chat to discuss the Ronnie situation. I even thought that was a weird situation. Like, if you're a bombshell, be a bombshell, but don't be messy. What Ron did was messy. It wasn't that wasn't giving bombshell, it was giving messy, because you're basically talking to Elma about a situation, about how she should have handled the situation, when you had no right to tell her that. Now, whether I think it was an overreaction or not, I said in yesterday's review, I did think it was a bit of an overreaction. I'm not going to lie. Seeming as the conversation got brought up, let's all talk about it. But on the contrary, if you're going to be talking to somebody, like, who are you to actually tell them, oh, I feel like how you reacted was da-da-da-da-da. Like, people are valid to feel how they feel. I mean, we could think one thing, but... the person's valid to feel how they feel, in it. So if you feel it's an overreaction, cool, but like, keep it to yourself. Not everything needs to be said out aloud. Grace and Naz were talking about cats and how Grace has traits of a cat. Moving on. Gabby said the reason she didn't pick Casey in the game is because she has her guard up, and rightfully so. We're talking about Casey here. even if it wasn't Casey, like, have your guard up. Don't just break the barriers don't just break all your barriers just like that. Like, no, I have to come at you bit by bit because number one, you have a track record. And number two is just like, I'm not gonna move fast with any man. I'm gonna take my time. So I don't wanna keep you on your toes, you know? Like, I'm not gonna give you the passionate one, I'm gonna give it to, it will keep you on your toes. And if that upsets you and you feel that type of way, oh, well, so be it. Like, it really isn't that serious. I just couldn't believe that Casey was so pissed off about that. Like, it was really not that deep. But he is valid to feel how he feels. If it pissed him off, then it pissed him off. Olivia is telling Luca he needs to be a bit more forward. I don't know what's going on with Luca this season. Let me take a sip of my water. The hell is my water? Uh-huh. I don't know what's happening with Luca this season. Like, Luca on season 8 on his series was not like this. But all of a sudden now, Luca's quiet. He's in his head. He's not the same confident Luca. Listen, I understand people change. But he doesn't have that same kind of like he had on his season. Like, I don't know what's going. He's in his head about a lot of things. I don't know if something happened before he came into the villa where it's made him a lot more sensitive or a lot more vulnerable. I don't know, but Luca seems very off and very different. Olivia's like, well, if you want to put yourself out there, you need to be a bit more forward. Like, you're playing it cool way too much. And this is not like the Luca that we've seen on TV. And then I think Luca just needs to go home. At this current point, I was like, he needs to go home because obviously something is bothering him to the fact where it's not the same Luke. That's what I'm saying. Even some of the stuff he's saying is like, okay, like, you're different. Like, you're just not the same. Kaz wants to be a mum in the next 5 years. Ron says marriage is such a big thing for him. Oh, I didn't know that Kaz had alopecia. Not like to say I knew Kaz before this, because like I said, this is the first series that I'm watching Kaz on. But she had alopecia, she shaved off her hair and donated it to charity, which is for a good cause. So that's good on her for doing that. Because I watched a few other people, they weren't sure why Kaz had cut her hair, but I guess now you know. Ronnie and Ron have a chat. Ronnie isn't happy about Ron bringing up the Elma situation. Yeah, I mean, like, the situation actually died out. And you just came in and sparked it up again. And it didn't just piss off Ronnie. It actually pissed off quite a few people. Because it's like, what are you actually here to do? Like, what's your intention? What's your game plan? Why would you bring back up a situation that's died out? It doesn't make any sense. I get that Ron is trying to basically say, oh, with that situation. But it's like, again, if you feel a type of way about a situation between someone else and keep it to yourself. Like, it's got nothing to do with you. And so long as it's not... the only time I'll say that you can bring it up is, like, if it's actually affecting you moving to the woman you're moving to, and that's still that she's still holding on to that, then that's when you can bring that up. But other than that, you just it was, like, so unprovoked. ekin-su is literally doing the producer's job. ekin-su is literally doing the producer's job. Because the way that she's just sitting around, going around to these women, asking them the right questions, it's just like, ekin-su, what are you really doing in there? Because it actually came out for Joey Essex from his season. When he came off the show, it turned out to be that the producers was in his ear about a few things. This is what I heard. So, you know, you never know. Catherine wants to feel wanted by Naz. I did tell you I wasn't buying into that. I said it. I did say it. She knows he's a slow burner, but she wants a sign to know that he wants her. Catherine, baby, that man is not into you as you think. Okay, yeah, he may be a slow burner. Let me give him that, because Naz, he's not one of them men that's just going around doing the most. He's not doing that. But it's like, that's why when they got paired up from the beginning, I said, nah, I'm not buying it. I'm not buying into it. Tina says she wants a cuddle, saying she wants a cuddle from Scott, and her waiting is making it want it more. Because as we all know, Scott is like a slow burner. This whole slow burner thing, I don't know. Saying that he's a slow burner and that's how he is. Yeah. Grace said that Luca didn't make it clear that he was into Grace. Again, Luca's vibe, his energy, something about his energy and his vibe is just off. I can't quite put my finger on it, but like I said, I think Luca actually needs to go home. I don't know. I get the feeling like he's dealing with some personal issues. Because why are you so down? Like Luca, have a bit of oomph, you know? Grace and Casey are talking. Nothing to really talk about with that conversation. Luca and Olivia thought their chat was intense that they had. She says she's really happy with Marcel, and she doesn't think that Luca's the right man for her. Tina says that she hasn't got eyes for anyone else in the villa other than Scott. Okay, cool. I mean, I do believe her for now, but then when, bombshells come in and I don't know if I can't remember exactly if Casa Amor is a thing for the All-Stars. But if Casa Amor happens, then I don't think it is, I don't know. I don't think it is. Naz feels like Grace has come in and is starting to apply that pressure. Grace is that it girl, okay? Grace, if she wants something, she'll get it. The only thing where I was like, okay, she needed to back off was when it was Josh and Mimi in her season. And she was trying to get to know Joe. I said no. I said you need to go and stay with Joey or whoever you were with at the time. Ruben, no, because no. That was the only time I was against Grace because I was like, no, Mimi and Josh were actually my winners and they ended up winning, but it's sad they didn't last together. Curtis thinks the whole ekin-su situation may be moving a bit fast, and I can understand why he's saying that. But I feel like sometimes moving fast isn't a bad thing. Like some people will look at it and be like, "Oh, we're moving too quick. We're moving too." It's not always a bad thing, I just want to put that out there. Like moving fast sometimes means that you're both on the same kind of speed. I know sometimes the excitement could get the better of people, but it's not always a bad thing, ekin-su and Curtis get a text that they have their first date. Their date is feeding alpacas. Me personally, I ain't going nowhere near no alpacas. And listen, any animal that's not smaller than me, actually I can't say that because there's animals smaller than me that I don't want near me either. So let me not even cap with that. But Eke thinks Curtis will make a good dad. I can see it. Curtis is he's a nice guy, man. He's a very nice guy. You could just tell, like, good upbringing and everything like that. Like, the guy's a decent guy. I don't know what happened between him and Mora. I don't know the story behind that. But from what I'm seeing, I'm not going to look into his past. From what I'm seeing, first-hand view, he's a really, really good person. And I said Ekin and Curtis's date is really good. Like, it was really cute. And they really have good chemistry, guys. But do you think that they are for each other? Do you think it would last? We'll have to wait and see. Curtis doesn't want to think too deep into it, and that's what a lot of people, men and women, self-sabotage a lot. They do it all the time because even some of my friends, when we be talking about our dating lives and stuff like that, some of my friends be telling me that they do this, and in the past I've done certain things where I will self-sabotage because it's like the commitment, this, that, and the third, and it's like. You can't really, if you only self-sabotage if you think too deep into it. You sometimes gotta just let it happen. If you start deep in it and start thinking too deep, it's like, oh my God, nah, like just let things be, Sometimes actually let things be. Scott and Tina share a kiss, which was very surprising. That Scott, I don't know if it was the pressure that from what Luca was saying, or if Scott was genuinely feeling to kiss her. And Tina got really excited. Even Scott was like, listen, composure. Yeah, Tina got really, like, like with a schoolgirl, she gets her kissed by her boyfriend and she's all giddy and like, Tina, compose, honey. Okay? Don't show these men that you're all excited. Okay? Just cool. Elma is giving Ron a piece of her mind. One thing about Elma, she gonna tell you how it is. No, she'll actually tell you how it is, and I respect her for that. She don't sugarcoat nothing. She don't beat around the bush. Nothing. She'll tell you directly to your face what it is, what you've done, and how we can improve. That's Elma like that. Scott got a text for all the islanders to gather around the fire pit, and Ron and Grace get to steal somebody tonight. Ron stills Kaz, which I'm like, okay, cool. Kaz finally gets her first shot. And Grace stills Luca. So Luca and Kaz, who are in the same boat, are now getting their first shot. So let's see what happens. Let's see if Luca can up his game. And yeah, hopefully for Kaz, it goes well. But yeah, guys, there was a vote. I almost didn't vote because I'm thinking to myself, I don't really care for anyone on there. But I said, if I have to pick, I voted for, I did end up voting for Curtis and Ekin-su. Right now, they're the only people in that villa for me that's like the strong couple. And I do this because it's only like, we're only into week 2. So that's why I'm doing it like that. But for me, so far from what I've seen and observed, is like nothing is breaking them up at the moment, at this current time. So yeah, but I almost didn't vote. If it wasn't for them two, I wouldn't have voted. I don't really care for anybody else in there. But yeah, guys, that's been my review for today. If you guys have enjoyed this episode, please be sure to hit the thumbs up. Hit the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you're new. I'll be doing Love Island reviews daily, so be sure to hit the subscribe button with the notification bell. So whenever I upload, you guys get the notification. And yeah, just let me know in the comment section what you thought about tonight's episode. And I will see you guys. Oh, before I go. I'm on the road to 10K, people. I know we can get that by the end of the year, people, with your help. I know we can get there. I know we can make it happen. But yes, anyway, it's been your boy Tarek, and I'll see you in tomorrow's video. Take care.